Well, it's hard to believe we're into the final week of the NFL regular season. Last week was filled with upsets. The Carolina Panthers' undefeated season came to a screeching halt in Atlanta. The Pittsburgh Steelers were upset by Ryan Mallett and the Baltimore Ravens. And of course, the Patriots failed to clinch home field advantage in the playoffs in their overtime loss to the Jets. We'll be covering what all this means heading into this week and much more coming up on the NESN Football Update.
Welcome to the NESN Football Update. My name is Ashley Allen alongside Michaela Vernava. And Michaela, the Patriots are heading south this week as they prepare to take on the Miami Dolphins on Sunday in Florida. And Michaela, as we know, this game should be a shoo-in, but stranger things have happened. The Patriots still have a chance to secure the top spot in the AFC. Let's check in with NESN.com's Doug Kyde to preview the game.
The Patriots shouldn't have too difficult of a time clinching the number one seed in the AFC playoffs as they get ready to face the 5-10 Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins have lost 3 straight games, seem to have pretty much given up on the season so far. Patriots definitely look to match up well against the Dolphins, despite the fact that their offense has struggled in recent weeks. The Patriots could be getting some offensive players back this week. Tom Brady hinted that the Patriots could be getting wide receiver Julian Edelman and wide receiver Danny Amendola back this week. Edelman has been sitting out since injuring his foot against the New York Giants. Danny Amendola missed last week's game after aggravating his knee injury against the Tennessee Titans. Patriots offense is much different when they have Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, and Daniel Amendola all on the field at the same time. Tom Brady is at his best when he can get rid of the ball quickly, and that has not been possible with Edelman sitting out. Patriots offensive line has been allowing a lot of pressure in recent weeks. That could continue this week as they face off against Ndamukong Suh and Olivier Vernon. Patriots offensive line will have to be at their best if Edelman and Amendola cannot play. The Patriots also could be without linebacker Dante Hightower and defensive end Rob Ninkovich, so the offense might have to step up for the Patriots to clinch that number one seed. Patriots pass rush will not be quite as effective if Hightower and Ninkovich are not a go for Week 17.
With just 1 week left in the regular season, the top spot in the NFL MVP debate is still very much in flux. The only thing that's clear at this point is that the winner will be a quarterback, but the question is who. Now, Tom Brady came blazing out of the gates this year, fueled by the negative hoopla he had to deal with during the offseason. He led the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots to a 10-0 start, forging on despite watching his top targets drop due to injuries. Brady does boast a league-high 36 touchdowns next to only 7 interceptions. But in the most recent weeks, the Pats have suffered a significant fall-off, and thus allowing this guy to supplant the GOAT at the top. Until Week 16, Cam Newton and his Carolina Panthers hadn't lost a single game all season, and Newton looked as if he had the MVP award locked down. Superman Cam has 33 touchdown passes and 10 interceptions this year. But unlike most other quarterbacks, Newton is an absolutely unreal threat on the ground. Above all, Carolina's offense simply could not operate at such a high level without Newton's versatility. This season, the Panthers' offense has scored 50 touchdowns, 41 of which were either thrown or run in by Newton. Newton is by no means out of the running, but don't etch his name on the trophy just yet. The Panthers' slip-up in Atlanta, coupled by the Arizona Cardinals' demolition of the Green Bay Packers, spearheaded by Carson Palmer, left wiggle room for Palmer to nudge closer to the prize. Now it all comes down to the final week of the season. Since last year, the Cardinals are 19-2 with Palmer behind the wheel and 5-6 without him. If that doesn't spell value, I don't know what does. Palmer has 34 touchdowns this season, next to 10 interceptions. Should the Panthers tumble again when they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they'd be in danger of losing the number one seed to the Cardinals if Arizona can rout the Seattle Seahawks. In that case, the chances of Palmer being crowned the league's most valuable player would substantially increase. Ultimately, this one is down to the wire. For NESN.com, I'm Michaela Vernava.
It's the final week of the NFL regular season, and with much of the playoff picture set, let's take a look at where some of these teams stand heading into the postseason. The Green Bay Packers are on the downswing. The Pack was embarrassed by the Arizona Cardinals on the road, falling 38-8. Yikes. Aaron Rodgers was sacked 8 times and only threw for 151 yards, but don't let the star QB shoulder all the blame. His receivers still aren't getting open, and an already thin offensive line is only getting worse. On the flip side, the Arizona Cardinals are riding high. They've won 9 straight and made a statement win against the Pack on Sunday. Carson Palmer looks every bit like the MVP favorite, throwing for 34 touchdown passes on the season while only recording 10 interceptions. And even without Tyrann Mathieu, the Cardinals secondary is deep and among the best in the league. The Cards are not a team anyone wants to see in the playoffs. Now on to the New England Patriots. Despite an overtime loss to the New York Jets, the defending Super Bowl champs are in good position to make a deep run in the playoffs. Offensive weapons Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman should be back in time for the postseason, and defensive standouts Devin McCourty and Patrick Chung could also return. Plus, Tom Brady. Never bet against Tom Brady.
With DraftKings, you can set a new lineup each week. Here's my lineup for the final week of the regular season. For a value pick, I really like Matty Ice at quarterback coming off that win against the formerly undefeated Carolina Panthers. It's tough to get a solid quarterback under $6,000, so his $5,500 price makes him an easy bargain going against a Saints defense that's given up the second most passing yards this season. There's no doubt that Matt Ryan is due for a huge game at the end of this season. Another pick that I think is a great bargain is Eagles receiver Jordan Matthews. At $4,700, he's a good cheap pick to take a chance on, as he has over 100 receiving yards and a touchdown in the past 2 weeks. In Week 17, he faces the New York Giants, who have given up over 300 passing yards per game. The Giants haven't seen Matthews since Week 6, and he's been a completely different player in the second half of the season. I look to see him give them fits in New Jersey.
Hey everyone, I'm Khatchaturian here to give you some picks. I really hope you took my Broncos pick over the Bengals last week and hope you didn't take my Giants pick over the Vikings. Let's see if I can do better here in Week 17. For my lock of the week, I like the Green Bay Packers over the Minnesota Vikings in the de facto NFC North title game. The Vikings can't stop the run this year. They're allowing 4.3 yards per rush attempt, and the last time these two teams played, the Packers ran for 124 yards. Now, when the Packers run for 120 yards or more, they're 7-1 this season, and there's less pressure on Aaron Rodgers. The Packers quarterback has only thrown 1 pick when this team has ran for 120 yards or more. For my upset of the week, I like the Buffalo Bills knocking the New York Jets out of a playoff spot. These are the types of games Rex Ryan lives for. How sweet will it be for him to knock his former team out of a playoff spot? The Bills also have an excellent rush attack, averaging 5 yards per rush attempt. I know the Jets' rush defense is good, but the Bills have proven they can do well against elite rush defenses this year, like the Patriots, Chiefs, Texans, and Jets. I expect the Bills to control the possession game, and for the Jets to have a little bit of a letdown after a big win last week against the Patriots.
It's time for Jackson's Week 17 picks. He's going to pick the winner of the Seattle Seahawks game against the Arizona Cardinals. This is Picks with Sticks. So when he's ready, Jackson, are you ready? Pick the winner. You need to pick the winner. Jackson, ready? Who's going to win the game? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Seahawks or Cardinals? Seahawks or Cardinals? Come on, man. Come on, man. Pick a game. This means it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. Oh, he's sniffing. He'd rather eat the grass than pick a winner. This could be a tie. Jackson, I know it's a tough one to pick. These are 2 good teams. This is a tough one. Could be close. And at long last, it is going to be the Seahawks. He did it right in half, but Seahawks it is.
Well, that concludes the last edition of the NESN Football Update for the 2015 season. But before we sign off, let's do some Super Bowl predictions. Michaela, who do you have?
All right, well, it certainly has flown by, but heading into the Super Bowl, from the NFC, I'm going with the Carolina Panthers. I think that the loss last week was actually the best thing that could have happened to them. I think Cam Newton's going to get right back on the horse and lead that team to the Super Bowl. And from the AFC, I'm picking the Patriots. I hate to say it, but for lack of a better option in that conference, but also I just have faith in Brady and Belichick to be able to pull some heroics, even though they're pretty battered and injured right now. But who do you have?
I have Cardinals Patriots. Patriots, of course. Tom Brady can do no wrong in my book, and Carson Palmer has absolutely been killing it for the Cardinals. So that's my Super Bowl prediction.
Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Well, for all of us here at NESN, thanks for watching this season.